Welcome to the chemistry theory classes, and in our last class we have discussed about the acidity of the phenol. In today's class we are going to discuss about the esterification reaction. So, here we are discussing particularly about the cleavage of the OH bond, and here also we are esterification involves the cleavage of the OH bond. Esterification involves the cleavage of the OH bond. So, here ester formation will going to be takes place. Ester is going to be formed, that is why it is known as esterification. So, whenever alcohols or phenols react with acid or any acid derivative like acid anhydride or acid chloride, there is a formation of the ester. There is a formation of the ester will going to be takes place. That is why it is known as esterification. So, the alcohols and phenols, when they are going to react with either acids or acid derivatives like acid anhydrides or acid chlorides, there is a formation of the ester. Such a type of the reactions are called as esterification. So, let me go for one by one here. First, alcohols will going to treat with acid. So, acid, this is the general formula of the carboxylic acid, yes or no, this is the acid. So, whenever it is treated with the alcohol, I am going to write like this. Okay. So, because in order to break the OH bond, in order to remove the byproduct, it is very easy. Okay. See here what happens, there is a breaking of the bond, OH bond we are breaking. So, here OH bond will going to be break, so that this water molecule is removed. Here water molecule is removed, what else remained? R, C double bond O and OR plus H2O. This is ester. Okay. And this reaction is reversible reaction, and it is carried out in presence of any acid like concentrated H2SO4, any acid in presence of the any one of the acid, this reaction is carried out. And see here it is a reversible reaction, immediately we have to remove the water, or else our product will going to be react reverse. Again there is a formation of the reactant. So, in order to prevent our product ester, immediately we have to remove the water from here. So, whenever acid is treated with alcohol, there is a formation of the ester. So, it is called as esterification. So, what is the formula of the acid? That is particularly we are taking carboxylic acid and it is treated with alcohol. Here OH bond will going to be break, means water molecule is eliminated and what is formed? Ester is formed. Okay. So, this is the first reaction where the alcohol reacts with the acid. Next, when the alcohol is treated with acid anhydride. So, this is the acid anhydride. This is acid anhydride. In some books it is given like this, RCO twice. See here RCO once, it means twice, and one oxygen outside they have given. Okay. So, acid anhydride is treated with, let me remove this because in order to get the product properly. So, here acid anhydride, it is treated with the alcohol, as same OH bond will going to be cleave Okay. So, what is the product? R, and this is also the reversible reaction. It is also carried out in presence of an acid. So, what is the product? R, C double bond O, R plus this is the ester. So, what else remained? RCOOH. There is a formation of the RCOOH. See here, whenever alcohol is treated with acid anhydride, there is also the formation of the ester will going to be formed. That is why it is also the esterification reaction. Okay. In some books, the acid anhydride is written in this format. Okay. RC double bond twice and O. This is also nothing but acid anhydride. So, let us one more thing. Here also it is reversible reaction, means immediately this must be removed, because in order to prevent our product ester. So, next we will talk about the acid chloride. So, acid chloride, whenever acid chloride is treated with the alcohol, acid chloride is treated with the alcohol in presence of a base like pyridine. Okay. So, this is removed. HCl is eliminated. Plus okay. See first again, first of all we are discussing about the esterification reaction. Esterification is nothing but formation of the ester. So, here the reactant will be alcohol. With the alcohol what we are treating, that will going to give us ester. Suppose the alcohol or phenol is reacted with acid or acid anhydride or acid chloride, it will going to give us ester. That is why this process is called as esterification. Okay. So, whenever acid is treated with alcohol, even you can take this one as AROH, this is phenol. Yes or no? Even you can take this also. So, during that time what happens? Ester is formed, along with ester water is formed, and the acid is reacted with the alcohol in presence of any acid like concentrated H2SO4 like acid we are using, and there is a formation of the ester along with the release of the water, and this reaction is reversible reaction. So, we have to remove the water immediately. And next, whenever acid anhydride is treated with alcohol, here also you can take, instead of ROH, even you can take AROH also, because alcohols are phenols. AROH is nothing but phenol. And then acid anhydride is treated with alcohol, there is a formation of the ester along with the acid, and this reaction is also reversible, which is carried out in presence of an acid, and immediately this must be removed because to prevent the ester, or else the reaction carried out in the backward direction. But we want the product, means you have to preserve this product, it means you have to protect this product. And next, whenever acid chloride is treated with alcohol, see here acid chloride is treated with alcohol, here there is no reversible reaction, and it is not carried out in presence of acid, it is carried out in presence of a pyridine. Pyridine acts as a base, it is carried out in presence of the pyridine. So, what happens? The pyridine will going to absorb this HCl, which is formed as a byproduct. So, what happens here? The acid chloride, this is the acid chloride is treated with the alcohol, there is a formation of the ester along with the release of HCl, and that HCl is taken out by the what we can say pyridine. Pyridine acts as a base. Clear? So, these are the reactions where the ester formation will going to be takes place. That is why these all are called as esterification. Clear? So next one more thing, here acetylation they are going to tell you. Acetylation is nothing but addition of the acetyl group. Acetyl group addition should be taken. Acetyl group, that is CH3CO group addition. Okay, CH3CO group is added. So particularly one example we are going to take salicylic acid. So this is the structure of the salicylic acid. When it is treated with the acid anhydride, as I said you, in some books this is written like this also, or they have taken CH3CO twice and O, there is a what we can say here, the product formed. This H is replaced by this acetyl group. That is why it is nothing but acetylation. So what happens here? COH remains as it is. Here along with, I am using this color in order to recognize the product. Instead of H you have to add COCH3. It means acetyl group we are adding, along with the acetyl group what is the product? CH3COOH. So here this formed product is nothing but aspirin. It is also called as acetyl salicylic acid, and this is acetic acid, as you know. This is acetic acid. So the acetyl group addition is nothing but acetylation. Particularly we are taking salicylic acid as an example, for which we are adding the acetyl group. For the salicylic acid we are adding the acetyl group. There is a formation of the aspirin, and aspirin has a huge number of the application in the medicine field. So this aspirin is used for to relieve the fever. Fever can be reduced by using the aspirin. Okay, and like some body pains, muscle pain can be reduced, and sometimes we can say it will going to help for the reduction of the heart related heart related disease. It will going to cure heart related problems, it will going to be cure. Okay, so these are the application of the aspirin. So in this particular class we are discussing about the last bit. It means the reaction involving the OH bond cleavage. First one is reaction with the active metals we have discussed, and one more category is esterification. Here there is a formation of the ester. How it is formed? When the alcohol or phenol is treated with acid or acid anhydride or acid chloride, there is a formation of the ester. And particularly in first case I have taken acid treated with the alcohol, there is a formation of the ester. And in next case we are taking the acid anhydride which is treated with the alcohol or phenol, there is also formation of the ester. In these two cases these are carried out in presence of the acids, and these are the reversible. Immediately byproduct must be removed in order to protect our main product ester. Clear? And one more thing, acid chloride. Whenever acid chloride is treated with the alcohol, acid chloride is treated with the alcohol in presence of the pyridine. Here we are taking the base like pyridine, because pyridine can extract the HCl which is formed as a byproduct. Okay. So whenever acid chloride is treated with alcohol, there is a formation of the ester. Okay. And then one more reaction, that is acetylation. Acetylation is nothing but addition of the acetyl group. Which is the acetyl group? CH3CO is the acetyl group. Whenever salicylic acid is treated with the acid anhydride, like this acid anhydride, so there is a introduction of the acetyl group. There is a introduction of the acetyl groups takes place, that is why it is called as acetylation. And along with that, acetic acid is also formed, and aspirin, it is also called as acetyl salicylic acid, and then it has many huge number of the application in the medicine field. It can be used to reduce the fever and body pain like muscle pain, even it can reduce the heart, or it can cure the heart related problems. So like this we can explain about this concept. So let us discuss with the reactions which are involving the cleavage of the CO bond. Okay. So the reactions involving CO bond cleavage. Till now we are discussed about the reactions which are involving OH bond cleavage, and now we are discussing about the reactions which are involving the CO bond. There is a CO bond breaking will going to be takes place, and then such type of the reactions are given by the alcohols, but the phenols undergoes such a type of the reaction in presence of the zinc. So now let us discuss about the alcohols. So here the first one is reaction with hydrogen halide. Reaction with hydrogen halide. So the alcohols reacts with hydrogen halide. HX is nothing but hydrogen halide. So what happens? Simple. This will be H plus X minus H2O is removed, RX, alkyl halide. Alkyl group, halide is there, alkyl halide is formed along with the release of the H2O. Simple. Whenever alcohol is treated with hydrogen halide, there is a formation of the alkyl halide with the removal of the water. But there is a one of the very important bit of this reaction is regarding the which are the reagents which we are using here. For example, there is a alcohol ROH. Suppose if I am using HCl in presence of the zinc chloride, So what happens here? There is a formation of the RCl plus H2O, RCl plus H2O. This is, so one of the important bit of this concept is the combination of the concentrated HCl with zinc chloride is called as Lucas reagent. It is called as Lucas reagent. Keep in mind what is the meaning, what is the composition of Lucas reagent is the concentrated HCl is taken with the zinc chloride, means that is the Lucas reagent, and this test is nothing but a Lucas test. Why it is called as a Lucas test, that I will tell you. So here alcohols are soluble in water. Alcohols are soluble in water because of the formation of the hydrogen bond, and while this product which is alkyl halide formed, this alkyl halide is, forms the turbidity, These are not readily soluble in the water, these are not readily soluble. Okay. So, alcohol which we are taking as a reactant is treated with concentrated HCl in presence of the zinc chloride. There is a formation of the alkyl halide, that is alkyl chloride is formed along with the water. Here alcohol is soluble in water while the alkyl chloride does not soluble, it forms the turbidity. It is not readily soluble in the water, it forms the turbidity. Okay. So, there are three types of the different types of the alcohols are available. Yes or no? Primary, secondary, tertiary. Exactly if I am taking primary means what will be the product? It means how it will going to be react, that we are telling. The distinguish test between primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol by using Lucas reagent or Lucas test we can say. Suppose as we know tertiary alcohol, secondary alcohol and primary alcohol. In one test tube I have alcohol, but I do not know whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary. Just add the Lucas reagent. What is the Lucas reagent? It is the combination of the concentrated HCl with zinc chloride. Just add few drops of the Lucas reagent. Suppose the turbidity is occurs immediately. Suppose immediate turbidity is occurred means that alcohol is a tertiary alcohol. So, in case of tertiary alcohol what happens? Turbidity occurs immediately. Okay. Suppose turbidity does not occur immediately, after shaking for 5 minutes, just take the alcohol which is unknown for us whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary, I do not know, and I am adding the Lucas reagent. If I observed immediate turbidity is not there means for 5 minutes I will shake it. So, what happens after 5 minutes turbidity occurs. So, turbidity occurs after 5 minutes means that is secondary alcohol. Suppose the turbidity occurs after 5 minutes means that is the secondary. And then suppose there is no turbidity at room temperature. If there is no turbidity occurs at room temperature means that is the primary alcohol. That is the primary alcohol we can say. See here. This is very important. This is very important. Even in your practical examination also such questions they are going to ask you what is Lucas reagent, how do you distinguish between primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol. Suppose I have the alcohol which I was not known regarding whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary. Just use the Lucas reagent. Suppose in one test tube I have the alcohol, I do not know whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary. Just add 2 to 3 drops of the Lucas reagent, that is Lucas reagent is nothing but a concentrated HCl with zinc chloride, and then just you observe the test tube. If the turbidity occurs immediately means that will be the tertiary alcohol. Suppose after 5 minutes the turbidity is occurred after 5 minutes means that is the secondary alcohol. Suppose there is no turbidity at the room temperature means that will be a primary alcohol. So, this test is used to distinguish between the primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol by using the Lucas reagent, and this test is nothing but a Lucas test. Clear? So, whenever alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent, there is a formation of the alkyl halide, and then this alkyl halide forms the turbidity. Suppose if we are using the tertiary alcohol here means turbidity occurs immediately. Suppose if it is secondary, turbidity occurs after 5 minutes. Suppose it is primary alcohol, turbidity does not occur at the room temperature. I hope so it is clear for you. So, this is very important. Okay. One more reaction is there, that is Here also there is a CO bond cleavage will going to be takes place, that is reaction with phosphorus trihalide, reaction with phosphorus trihalide. So, whenever alcohol is treated with phosphorus trihalide, that is I am taking phosphorus tribromide, phosphorus tribromide. Here there is a formation of the alkyl bromide. There is a formation of the alkyl bromide. Along with that, there is a release of the H3PO3. So, here in order to balance it, 3Br3. Okay. So, this reaction is already we have discussed about this reaction in the haloalkanes and haloarenes. So, alcohol is treated with phosphorus tribromide, there is a formation of the alkyl bromide. Alkyl means R group will be there and bromine is there, alkyl bromide along with the release of the H3PO3. So, this is also the reaction where there is a breaking of the CO bond. This is R is nothing but any alkyl group. This bond will going to be broken and Br going to be attached. And so, these are the two reactions which involves the cleavage of the CO bond. First one is a reaction with the hydrogen halide, particularly which halide we are taking, HCl we are taking along with the ZnCl2, and one more reaction, that is by taking the phosphorus trihalide. We are discussed about the how the product is formed by the breaking of the CO bond, and this is the important bit of this concept, that is how the Lucas reagent is used to distinguish between the primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol. I hope so it is clear, and few more reactions like dehydration we will continue in our next class. Until that, keep watching the video. Thank you.